guys. OG Merpe here with you. We are about to play some of our Wednesday night campaign. I am our normal DM tonight. I always forget to mute myself in the background until the feedback starts. We have all of our players. We only have us for 2 or so hours tonight, so we're going to get through as much content as we can and waste no time. So let's go get to it.
So we ordered them again, and they
Yeah,
gave
you
us
you ordered them
things of.
again. You do
Uh,
that. You gotta
We're
make
talking
sure.
about rallies.
Rally. It's always food. Last week it was chicken nuggies. This week it's rallies. Like you guys are very food
No, I was
oriented.
warning Daniel, like in henceforth, if you hear me fart, I'm sorry. Me and Andreas ate rallies early today, and it was a mistake. Every time I eat rallies, I get sick, either like violently diarrhea or gassy, and like I thought it would be different, but it's not.
Yeah, that, that's how it goes. Sounds like people who are
Ugh.
allergic to food and like or like lactose intolerant do the same thing. They're like, I thought it'd be different this time, and it never
Oh, it's not. And we were talking about the
is.
mozzarella sticks because those mozzarella sticks used to be bomb. Me and Andreas ate them and they were shit.
Yeah, I mean everybody's cutting corners these days. Basically, if the prices don't go up, you can guarantee the quality of their material, the ingredients went down because of how expensive everything is now. But we're gonna play some D&D. Who wants to do a recap? Last week on Dragon Ball Z.
Last week on Dragon Ball Z, the electric went out and killed us all.
So it was a short session, but
True.
there was still a little bit that happened worth talking about. I think.
Last thing I remember was we prison breaked it, signed the contract, went to go look for the one horse, couldn't find it, couldn't find either of them. Went to the farmhouse. Mary sneaks around the back, starts to have like a freaking nosebleed aneurysm, makes it through, shove the tampon up the nose kind of situation. We find the other horse, which is there. And, we're like, shit. Go back around. Tim is using his smarts. Is like, this is from the contract. We're fucked. We go to Jakaz. Mary has a mental breakdown in the
And
bar
remind me,
because
that
she's looking
contract
for.
was there anything peculiar about that contract you signed? Was there?
Oh, yeah, it was a blood
Oh,
contract.
oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have made mistakes. Everyone has those days. But she gets to Jakaz with art. Tim ain't going inside. We learned the lessons. Jakar being Jakar, like, he's doing the whole, haha, I'll get you a beer. You want a receipt? That's funny. And writes on the receipt that that's where that little bitch ass shoe lizard went with that horse. He took it up to this one city, which is the opposite direction we need to go. So we have now met up at the Tower of Charez to beg for Reed to go get the horse while we go and, kill goblins and try to find goblin artifacts.
Yes. Except that the lizard folk with the horse didn't go to a different city. He went to the home of a local fisherman, basically, who lives on the coast. But it is like a day's journey away. Um, and other than that, that's a pretty complete and concise recap. Gentlemen, anything to add?
Mm, no.
No, nothing that comes to mind.
Cool. Because we were having some communication issues last week, and there was a power outage, and you guys didn't get to, or rather, Jennifer didn't get to have a lot of like partake in this dialogue a lot because of technical difficulties. That's where we're going to start. Is here in the tower, and if we repeat a little bit from last week, then that's cool to get everybody on the same page. I do want you guys to reintroduce your characters. Just a quick blurb, race, class, and a sentence about them. How about we start with Art?
Um, Art's a human rogue. He's a pretty powerful guy. Even though he doesn't think things through at first, and he's just always wanting to get the job done and be there for his teammates.
Love it. concise. Tim, you're next, bud.
Tim is a human alchemist who is out and about doing research and also like trying to help people along the way. It hasn't turned out like the best every single time, but he's definitely made an effort.
Yep, and he normally doesn't have eyebrows, but right now does, via a
So
version
long
of
as the glue
disguise.
lasts.
Yeah, yeah. You guys are still on, the 12-hour span that glue should be up. That's great. And Mary, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, Mary is a GGR gnome grandma rogue. She's like 180, big titties, all that. With a bit of anger management problems, it seems, who is currently having a tad bit of an emotional breakdown due to a horse or two. Yeah, and she has an adopted son named Miko, aka the fat ass raccoon, who has a drug problem, specifically cheese.
Oh, that's lovely. I love that. And with that, we are going to pick up with you guys. Now, I will remind you that your last 24 to 48 hours has involved going back and forth to the logging camp, which is the better part of a day's journey away on foot, twice. And now you guys are back again. You have foregone some sleep. You got one, good night's sleep about 24 hours ago before, the lizard folk took this horse and, got a head start riding through the night to get back to town. Before Mary and Corbin were held captive, before any of this happened. So you guys are definitely on the ass end of your energy, which may attribute or may have a part to play for why Mary is so emotional here, just getting out of her captivity and wanting to get this horse back to this kid. You guys are standing in Charles's tower. You presumably woke him up to come here, and Farid is not standing around. Actually, Miko's not here either. Miko's with Farid.
Get the fuck out.
But presumably you woke Charles up to come down here. However, you didn't have to knock because you still have the marks on the back of your hands, which are Charles's mark, and they glow with that dim blue light. And so he's down here. Mary is just sobbing, emotional. She's been pleading with him like, just tell Farid to go and get the horse, cause the little boy, it's his horse, and I can't. And Charles says, whoa, well, I'll talk to him, but I don't know how interested he is in questing like the rest of you folks, but I will have a discussion with him. I will. And and the two of you gentlemen are standing here, and this is the first time that you guys have seen Mary break down like this. There was one other incident where she was like sad and like crying into her pillow and stuff, but like actively walking around, sobbing, makeup running, just shamelessly sad. This is a first for you guys.
She got the mascara tears.
Yeah, absolutely. And Charis has just calmed Mary down enough for her to have regained some of her composure. And he's going to. And you guys had spoken with him and told him about the contract that you signed with the guild, I believe. Did that happen last session, or am I misremembering that?
I think we were beginning to, and that was when the power went out.
Okay, so then Charis will say for the sake of picking up this session that he's calmed Mary down and he's turned to address you all as a group and say, now tell me about this contract you signed.
It's one of the bad ones, but we didn't have much of a choice. This is about the only way we get out of there without causing any more trouble. As like Tim pulls out from his bag and like hands it over.
And Charles just like takes one look at it and kind of makes he clicks his tongue against his teeth. Well, and he rolls it up quickly and hands it back to you. and says, "Then it seems you all have a job to do." And he's gonna like point over at Mary, who's just got like the blood coming out of her nose and stuff. And says, "Looks like you've already tried to take one detour." He says, "Detours will probably result in stuff like that. I would make this your priority."
Mary's just gonna look at her and go, I know, but we need to get the horse. He's like a day away.
Bing. And Charles, I will talk with Reed about it. Do you need somewhere to sleep tonight? Are you okay? What are you? Um, and he like turns and looks at Art and Tim, and says, "Do you have somewhere to stay?"
No.
And and he like ushers you guys into the room, or he disappears into the room that you guys had your lessons in for so long, and you guys hear like clamoring and like pots smashing against each other and like wood smashing against the wall, and like you hear like a small like Rah! And he opens the door back up again, and like gestures into you guys, and there's like the whole room has changed, and now there's 3 beds in here, complete with like little end tables. The huge table that you guys are taking your lessons at is just completely gone. The only thing that's the same are the cupboards along the wall. And Charlie says, "Well, you could stay here for tonight if you need." And he's gonna like rub some like one of his sleepy eyes and say, "And if that's all, I think the rest of this business can wait till the morning."
Okay.
Tim,
Sounds
as
good.
like, whenever he leaves, Tim just turns to her, is like, if we weren't so tired, I'd ask him how he did that so quickly.
Yeah, and Charles has now disappeared up the stairs and has leaving you guys alone in his chamber.
Here, let's get
Mary's
some
just
rest.
she's just gonna face plant on that pillow.
We'll get a clear head in the morning. Art's gonna go to sleep.
Sounds great. There's This is one of the few places where there's absolutely no need for a watch. Charles's Tower is probably the safest place you guys could be, or you guys have ever been, rather.
Imagine that's how we die. We die in Chariz's tower.
Stranger things could happen, but
Hypothetically,
you guys would have to do quite a bit of provoking of some pretty powerful sources of
Yeah.
power in order to make that happen.
if we all die, what happens? Do we just like restart the campaign with a bunch of different people?
That's totally up to you guys. If you all die, um, you know, and you've decided that Corbin is your number one priority, then there's no reason Corbin can't, shortly after the end of your adventure, like bump into another group of adventurers, assuming that he does not die also. If he does, then you guys have to start over fresh, and yeah, and I mean, you would just essentially be reborn in a realm where Caloral like exists and stuff, and you guys would just have pre-existing knowledge of him existing, and we just kind of catch you up a little bit via your backstories. But that would kind of be up to you guys if you wanted to go in a completely different direction. You have to give me some time, but I could write another story. So,
Okay.
but anyway, you guys are not dead. You guys are all alive, and I have food here next to me, so I may take a little bit in between my responses. But
Get those nibbles.
you guys, it's pizza. You guys
Nice.
have rest for the night. You regain all your spell slots. Mary regains her her once a day magical abilities, and you guys. I don't think have taken enough damage to have to worry about the specific amount of hit points you've regained. So you guys are now back up, refreshed. It is early the next morning. Uh, Chariz is up. You guys can hear him and things clattering around upstairs. But you guys, as of now, still have the kind of bottom courtyard of his tower to yourself. Might be a good idea to plan the day.
Mary's face is still in the pillow.
Whenever Tim wakes up, he's gonna like look around and like see if Art's awake, and if not, shake him up. Basically, shake the group awake.
Yep.
Yeah, Art's still asleep. He's gonna be like, what? What's
You
going
gotta
on?
get going. If we want to get Corbin back, get out of this contract, we've got to get going quickly.
All right. Oh, question: what amount of health are we at right now? Then.
Like I said, I think because you guys have rested, you guys have now taken 2 consecutive rests without any battle in between. So it doesn't. There's a set amount of hit points that you regain, but it doesn't matter because I don't think you guys have fought anything. I think you guys are at full hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're at 100%.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, that's the answer to your question.
Yeah.
Once Artemis is awake, Tim's gonna go over to Mary and like start like poke her and then like shake.
Mary's not gonna move. Y'all been through this before.
Tim is just gonna pick her up by the arm, but like, because I think he knows she's awake.
Pillow's gonna keep sticking to that face.
You can be sad later. We gotta get you gotta get those artifacts so we can
What
get
I'm
Corbin.
saying though, when I say the pillow is stuck to her face, I'm being very literal.
So
Like
okay, so it's on her.
Art has picked her up, and despite the fact that this pillow is not laying on anything, it is still at least
It is stuck. It
is attached to Mary's face.
I don't know if you guys have ever cried yourself to sleep with mascara on, but the pillows will stick.
Between the mascara and the snot, it's pretty effective glue.
Who will peel the pillow?
Is there a sink in the room?
Nope. We'll say that Charles is a courteous host, though, and you do find a small basin of water, not unlike those that exist in the hotel rooms.
Who's gonna peel it? Him or Art's gonna have to peel the pillow.
Tim is going to go over and like grab a cup from his bag and just like fill that up, and like once he gets back over there, he starts like pouring it a little bit in between the pillow and the face to like.
Oh, hun, no, you gotta rip it.
No, right, I mean, depending on
how wet are you gonna?
Right, that's what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah, because like.
Are you dumping a whole ass cup of water on her face, or are you just like, you know?
Are you trying to dribble and be nice?
Right.
Dribble and be nice. Also, to not get water on the ground.
I'm assuming that the pillow. I'm assuming it's not coming off. That is snot fused, my love. You're gonna have to rip it.
Roll me a dex for fun. Just we'll see how your finesse. How your finesse is dexterity check. Just a flat roll plus your dex modifier.
Let the pillow roll a DC safe check.
I know that's the number for my class, but that's my worst score.
What'd you roll?
Dice got stuck. It got clogged.
Oh yeah, we gotta resize the towers.
It'll be fine. Ooh, about accurate. Dex save, right?
Yep.
1.
Cool. You super do dump the entire thing of water on her face and her pillow. You lose like the glass. Not only do you dump it, but it slips out of your hand. It's so sweaty, and the cup like bounces off the top of Mary's head. Mary is now drenched from the neck up, and has had some sort of object just impact against her head.
You know scenes in SpongeBob where they do a close up on someone's face and it's horrifying?
I'm vaguely familiar.
Yeah, pillow just soaked, and we just see it like kind of slosh off, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Close up of Mary's face. There's black eye boogers from the mascara. Mascara has completely run down the face. It ain't looking pretty. And Mary got them bloodshot eyes, and there she has a stare, and I think Tim knows what that stare is, and it's Mary's gonna try to punch Tim in the balls for 500.
You got to roll an attack at disadvantage because you got a lot of shit in your eyes. So roll twice, take the lower result.
Okay. Gonna zoom. Hold on. Oh, I'm on the other side. Whee. There I am. Okay. Thank you. In the tower. 8. It's probably going to be an 8. Do I add anything to an attack?
You add your unarmed strike to it, but
Yeah. I have a feeling it's going to be. Oh shit.
That 8 might still do it if you have a +3 to attack.
True.
Or +2, I mean.
14, so I take the 8. And then where's the unarmed attack? It's in like the weapon.
It should be
right?
above your whatever your weapon is.
Okay. Let it load. Let it load. Okay. Unarmed is 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14 in total.
Against DC, right? Or AC?
Against your AC, but you're pretty wise to this at this point, and she specifically said the look that you recognize, and it's not like she beat you by 5 or more, so which is usual player on player stuff is you got to beat him by 5 or more for a complete success. So roll me a reflex save. You just got your low roll out of the way for the.
So again, punched in the balls. Mary punches like a kneecap.
Because this is on target for a punch, yeah, but it may not impact in the balls. You're not.
Reflex save 12.
12. That is. Welcome to the stream, Soto, and I gotta eat. To quote Brennan Lee Mulligan, my new favorite DM, the biggest problem with being a DM is that the food has to go from the same place the words come out of. And so, yeah. 12.
So wait, is Mary punching balls or is she punching like a knee?
She's punching thigh.
Okay.
So the strike does impact against him for however much unarmed damage you do, non-lethal, I assume, which is calculated separately from lethal damage. So for your purposes, Tim, it shouldn't be something you need to keep track of. But he doesn't quite get. This on the web. Oh my God, he doesn't. He does not completely get out of the way, but he gets the important bits out.
Your jewels were not destroyed.
Jesus Christ. My bad. Here is like he answered like a napkin to like clean her face up.
Mary's just gonna slap his hand and just walk out the door. Is her nose still bleeding?
No.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
You ready to go?
He says to Art, the only other person in the room.
Yeah. Let's head out here.
Cool.
Let's see.
Unless you guys are gonna run up to talk to Charles, he's upstairs. But
Oh,
you
Mary's running to talk to Charles. We're getting this situated with that goddamn horse.
Then
I will pay for Reed 5 nickels and a dime.
Mary disappears up the stairs. Are you gentlemen following her?
He knows she's up the stairs, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys saw her go. I mean, you walked out of the room, looked around. She's not here. The front door's not open.
Mary's not that quick.
I'm not going back up there considering what happened last time, so.
That's true. I can't wait for Bathsheba to come into play because I already know if she reads your palm, it's going to be funny.
Oh, man. That's super funny. Art?
I'm sorry. I was getting a text. What happened?
You're all good. Mary disappeared upstairs. Tim is refusing to go upstairs because of what happened last time.
Art was Tim. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I just don't need to touch a random brick and lose my hand again.
Oh my god. Wait, was that recorded? Was that one of the recorded sessions?
I don't remember. I really don't.
I don't think it was.
Damn. I want it to be because that was the funniest clip of like, okay, Art or Mary, roll a diplomacy check. Nat 20. Art, roll a strength check. Nat 20.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Okay, Art looks like you're following Mary up the stairs. She's got much shorter legs than you do, so you guys arrive at the top at the same time. Mary pops out and finds Farid sitting with Miko in a chair in the lobby. Miko in his lap, and he's got him upside down. He's like rubbing his belly and stuff. And then the door to Chariz's room is cracked.
Mary's just gonna go straight to Farid.
Okay. And looks up and he says, "Oh yeah, Charis told me that you stopped by. What? Did you come by to see Miko?" And he like holds Miko out to you.
And she's going. And she's gonna take him and, Mom waist hold him, and she's like, no, there's an emergency and I need your help.
And he's like, "Well, the last emergency you had was so cute, wasn't he? Yes, he was." He's like scratching Miko's cheek and like baby talking at him. And he's
Yeah.
like, "What do you need this time?"
Mary, like, pulls the, the contract thingy for the horses out of her titties and hands it to Farid and said, we rented 2 horses. The one is back at this place's farm. The other one was taken by that dumb-ass lizard that I'm going to turn into Boots, Jacques or whatever his name, and he took him about a day over to visit this one fisherman guy, and he has the horse. That farmer has a son, and I promised him we were going to return his horsey because he loves him. And I need you to go get the horse because we signed a blood contract, and if I go over there, I'll probably die if I try to get the horse.
And he's which fisherman?
Oh, and she's gonna pull out the receipt, and she's like, "This guy, from what Jakar said."
And he like looks at it and he like squints. And he's like, "Not one that I know." And he's like, "Did he tell you how to get there?"
Yeah, he said to travel. I want to say he said north. Can I do like a knowledge check or something to see if I can remember?
It's a wisdom, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Dun dun dun. dun.
Oop, no, it's still clicking. D20 plus.
Oh shoot. 15 plus. Where's my wisdom? Come on, you can load. Wisdom 1, so 16.
You remember that he told you that it was northeast.
Okay. Well, Jakar said it was northeast. If you talk to him, you can probably get more information. I just need someone to go get the horse, and I know you're the only person I know.
He says, "Not really the kind of thing that I do." He's like, "I'll talk with Charis about it, and perhaps we can figure something out. But this, he says, Jox is not someone that I have a lot of interest in messing with."
He's going, I understand. It's this little boy, and Mary's gonna start to get a little teary-eyed. Loves that horse. And Jock's fucking stole him and wouldn't give him back, and I have the contract, and all I just want to do is get the horse back to return it.
Are you trying to guilt trip him into doing it?
No, she's just emotional.
She's just telling him how she feels.
Mary's had a rough few days, Daniel, god damn it.
She was in a cell like up until like an hour ago.
She was in a cell with like a rat king and a bowl of shit.
Bucket of shit. All right, calm down. Don't exaggerate. Okay.
A bucket is worse than a bowl.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. um. And Farid is, is gonna just kind of like shrug and look at you and say, and he's gonna like reach out and put a hand on your shoulder and say, I can see that you have a lot of compassion for animals and for the young ones. And he thinks for a second. He says, Jox is mean and well connected. And said, but he's not wasteful or stupid. If he's got a horse that he likes, he's gonna take care of the horse. And it's not like he's got anywhere to go but maybe Woodhurst, and I don't. And his whole job is here, and he's only well connected here, so I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. I think it's like I think he'll be okay he's to grab it later.
I feel like we should focus on our quest now.
Mary's gonna go, shut up, Art.
No.
And she's gonna look at Farid and just be like, can you at least keep an eye out for him and the horse?
And he claps his hands together. That I can do.
If you can do that, and the moment that fucking horse gets into town, you have Chares call me, or call one of these two if I'm dead. And you keep this, and she's gonna say, like, keep this contract so it's safe, so I have proof. Because that's how this whole shit started, was that I forgot I had this, because my tits are too big and I shouldn't be using them as a wallet. And I forgot I had this, and I ended up in jail. And we just want to make sure that the horse is back, and this is legally enforceable.
And Farid like eyeballs the contract and says, "Yeah, this should be." He's like even with how well connected Jox is, he's like, with this you should be able to at least get the horses back. And he kind of like looks like like up over the contract at you, kind of like if he had glasses he'd be looking over him kind of thing. He said, "But I'm sure it will piss him off."
And she's going, and you want to know what else will piss him off? The day I wear his skin as leather boots.
And Farid will roll up the contract and like stick it inside one of the inner folds in his robe. And you see like Miko as he like reaches in, like Miko just like ears perk up and his like nose he like sniffs forward, and Farid catches it. He like laughs and he opens the fold up again and pulls out like a small piece of cheese. Hands it to Miko, like scoops him up out of your arms and like feeds it to him. And he says, I'll keep a lookout, and if you're close enough for Chars's message to reach you, then I'll have him message you. And he's like, but he said, my understanding is it only works in town, so if you're too far away. And he kind of shrugs.
Yeah. I understand. And Mary's just gonna kind of hand back Miko to Farid, the hip trade, if you will. And she's gonna go, okay, I gotta talk to Chares. Art, follow me. Or go get Tim, because it's kind of important. And kind of go over to the door, not touching the handle. She's just gonna knock.
And she...
Art will go in.
Okay. I'm going to pause Mary, and Art goes down the stairs. What does he find Tim doing, Tim? Does he find Tim there? Would Tim have left? What's
No, he was just like chilling. He had his like ear up against like a wall or something, trying to hear.
All right.
He's just gonna see his ear against the wall, like.
No, he like moved. He moved to like a more natural position whenever he heard someone coming back down the stairs.
Oh, all right.
It's like the kid when they're hiding their DS under the pillow.
I know. Turns off the TV real quick. No, I wasn't watching TV when I wasn't supposed to.
If I touch it, is it going to be hot?
Okay, so Tim sees Art, come down the stairs. Tim like pulls off the wall and like does his best to look natural, and Art like comes around the corner and finds him just like leaning on his elbow.
What's up?
I need you to come upstairs. It's pretty important. Make sure not to touch any handles.
I learned that lesson already. Let's go.
And Mary hears from the other side of the door after knocking. Yes. What is it?
She's going to go. Can we come in?
And he's going to. He's going to say, yes, you can. He says the the handle's not enchanted when I'm here. And he says, but I still, and he's just like, and then the door opens as he walks over to it and then holds it open for you, and looks past as Art and Tim are coming around the corner, and he makes direct eye contact with Tim. Still wouldn't suggest touching anything unnecessarily.
Mary's gonna look back and be like, mm-hmm. And she said, you read the contract. We get artifacts about Hagergash. I was wondering if you maybe had some knowledge on that to impart to us before we leave. Because to be honest, we can't tell the difference between a goblin spoon and something with Hagergash. Unless there's written language on it.
And and Charles is going to look at you a lot and say, "Well, I told you about everything I know about Hagergash." And he's like, It's like, oh, and he comes over and he pulls the bangle off of your arm that he had given you before, and he holds it and he puts it in your hand, man. He says, hold this, both hands, focus on it intently, and you.
And Mary's gonna focus.
So you take it and you focus, and you can feel just like a subtle hum, just almost like a pulsation, like a heartbeat almost. But this is it's a piece of metal. It's not. It obviously doesn't have a heartbeat. And Char is, and meanwhile Char's is kind of droning on, and he's like, goblins will take any kind of trinkets that they can find. And he says there are not many goblin craftsmen, and goblins are not particularly careful with things, and therefore there are not a lot of naturally occurring goblin artifacts. And he says, but if you find an item that that has that same feeling as the one in your hands there, one that is inherently magical in nature, he says you'll find it. And he's like, and if it's goblin made, it's bound to be pointy and or ugly. And it just kind of says that very matter of fact, and or ugly. And it kind of shrugs. He's like, but that's all I really
know. And Mary's just gonna go, okay. And she's gonna smack the bracelet back on her arm. What did that bracelet do, by the way? It's been a while.
That bracelet glows when there are goblins present.
Oh shit, okay. Okay, and she's just gonna turn around and be like, let's go get the goblins.
And I'm sorry, Charles turns back to his work and starts mixing two vials together, and there's a big puff of smoke, and the entire room fills with the smell of lilacs. And he's like, good luck to you.
Marin's just gonna kind of look towards Tim and be like, you have, did you take notes of where that first goblin place was? Rough idea of where it was?
Rough idea, yeah.
Where we found Fareed?
Yeah, we know I can probably get us back there. I figure once we get to the rough area, I should be able to navigate it by sight.
And Mary's gonna look at him and be like, okay. How far away was that from the mill?
That was probably, because you guys don't have any way of knowing that over distance. That was probably within a day's journey of the mill, because they were both south of your position and both west of your position. But the mill was specifically located next to a river stream, because they it was obvious to you they used that as a shipping lane. The two, the place, the first hill and the second hill where you ultimately found Fareed, were a few miles from there probably, but it's woods, so it's not exactly navigable terrain.
Out of curiosity, were we in the room with Charas or outside of it in the lobby?
You guys could have been in the room with Charas, no big deal.
Okay. Would Tim would have been able to see whatever that circle thing is?
Yeah, and Tim knows what that is. That's a summoning circle, is what that is. and it's designed to like call to. It basically brings things here from other planes and dimensions.
Okay. Would it there be any specific markings in terms of like summon certain type of things, or is it just like Walmart brand summon anything kind of deal?
Not it's kind of the opposite of Walmart brand. It's like this is Chariz's summoning circle. So the runes are his, the glyphs are his. Like it is coded for him, for use by him. But with your magical background and your parents, experience at the Free People's Academy, he would know that these are pretty like general purpose. That you create the summoning circle, and then you then like add things to it, or you change the ritual around it to alter what you're summoning or where from. But that it really just acts as like an anchor to the material plane.
Okay. In that case, then Tim's when he sees that, he's just like, thinking to himself, like, a little bit jealous. He has some magical abilities, but not enough to do that kind of thing.
Charles is a powerful fucking wizard, man. Yeah.
He's a
So
Yeah,
bad bitch.
Charles is a bad bitch. Yeah, for sure.
I've been curious about that circle basically since it first showed up. So
Well, there you go. Now you have your answer. Um, okay, so are you guys leaving Charles's tower? And
Yeah.
heading and just getting straight on the road to head down towards where you rescued Farid?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I need, if you guys are letting Tim lead you, I need him to roll me a survival check to see how close and how effectively and efficiently he can get you there once you guys, like where Tim decides to get off the main road and how close he is to your actual destination while he does that.
Total roll of 15. Thankfully, he has a good.
Okay, yeah, 15's nothing to sneeze at. And so this you guys no longer have your horses, so you're back to being to slumming it on foot, which means that your travel times are back to their original, pretty long travel times. So you guys travel for, the better part of a day, as you normally do. You wake up in the morning, you start heading on the road, and then depending on how early you get out there and how far you have to go, it really depends on like how much of the day you kill. And because you guys got started right away, you didn't stop anywhere. You're gonna get here not too much later after lunch. You've probably been walking for like 5 6 hours, and Tim stops the party and like looks around, and sees the char marks where the wagon, which has since been torn apart, taken for wood. Who knows what happened to it? It's gone now. But there are still like char marks on the ground where the burning wagon once stood, and he recognizes a familiar rock formation, and he's pretty certain like this is the place, like this is where we head off into the woods, and that puts you guys a little after lunch, so like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You still got plenty of daylight to make your way into the forest.
Mary's gonna kind of look at Tim and be like, I say we sneak in there, try to find some artifacts, and see if we can maybe find anything with those goblins that are related to those, like the other ones.
Yeah, we can certainly try.
Mary's gonna kind of look at Art and just go, sneaky queens, and hold out her little fist for a fist bump.
It's gonna go in for it. Get her a fist bump. Like, let's do it.
Are you gonna say sneaky queens?
Sneaky queens.
Sneaky queens. I'm not kidding, Daniel. Whenever you want a t-shirt, I'm ready. The designs are done.
Oh, that's great.
With the mark of the fist bump, Mary is gonna roll into stealth.
Go ahead and give me your stealth roll for both of you sneak queens.
Dun dun dun. 18 plus 10, 28.
That's significant.
15. It's it's sneak
Yeah.
or
Stealth.
Stealth.
oh, stealth. Okay. Okay,
It's in
so
the S's.
25 in total.
Fuck yeah, you guys are stealthy as fuck. And Tim sees the two of them like crouch ahead and start like meandering down the subtle path, and looks over his shoulder instinctively for Corbin and remembers that he's not with you guys, and is like missing his partner a little bit.
Yeah. And then he's just like, just make sure to watch out for goblin traps.
And Mary's just gonna put her thumb up and just.
Tim is just gonna attempt to follow at a distance, and he will also roll into stealth.
Oh, will he? All right.
Okay, mainly for mechanics purpose, if I do a bad stealth roll, is that better than not going into stealth at all?
No, because if you don't go into stealth at all, I'm assuming like in this case you're walking in the forest, you're just crunch, snap twigs, just like walk, crunch, like not even trying to be stealthy. But even if you roll a 1 or a 3 on your stealth, at least you're trying to be stealthy, and you're probably just accidentally stepping on shit, right?
Okay. Yeah, then he's gonna try to do that just to not give them away.
Yeah.
I'm imagining
You could roll like an 18 or 20 or some shit,
I did not roll an 18. Rolled a 7 for a total of 4.
Damn. Okay.
Cool.
I thought you were like 10.
Cool. Okay, so you guys start making your way down here, and because Mary and Art have had the heads up from Tim to keep your eyes out for goblin traps, you are walking down this road, and you do find goblin traps, but they're already sprung, and they look like they've been out here for quite a while. And upon recollection, there's an above average chance that these are the very same traps that were sprung on you guys when you came down this path last. And as you wander through and get, for the next hour or two and get near the first hill, you don't see any new traps, nothing new triggers. And you get to the break in the woods. Well, there's the giant tree falling over.
Remember the time that giant rock fell and I thought you killed us all?
I know, Indiana Jones you, and you all get smooshed by a giant rock.
I really thought you were gonna be like, and you guys set up a trap and all of you are dead. Okay, time to make new characters. Chop chop. I like how the tree is just magnificent. I can't say the word. Andreas.
Magnificent.
Magnificently floating in the air.
Yeah, I don't even see it on my screen.
Me neither.
I just saw the shadow of it for a second.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. What the heck are these guys called? They are called.
How do you say that word? Magnificently? There you go.
Magnificently. Not to be confused with magnanimously.
Or magnetic.
Okay, so you guys reach a break in the trees and see the familiar small molehill, and you approach it and see that 5 foot or so opening in it where the humanoids would need to crouch to get through. And you remember that the last time you came through here, you were ambushed by goblins on the other side and had a fight in the main chamber where a few of you were blinded for a moment, and and as all those memories come back, you all take a deep breath and are standing outside of this opening.
Mary's gonna kind of look at Art and just be like, "I'ma go in.
Check for traps.
Yeah, I'll check for traps. You look and see if you can find any life whatsoever."
Okay.
And Mary's gonna waddle in, and it's, "Oh, hey, Corbin."
Yeah, he's doing himself, He's falling through
And
the
she,
table.
does Mary roll just for trap sensing?
Oh, yeah, go ahead and roll for trap sensing.
Okay. That would be perception trap finding,
That's
correct?
the one.
Okay. Get in the tower. Get in the tower. Come on. You know you want to roll. Okay. What is it? 19.
19. You are creeping through this space, and your low light vision kicks in about 20 feet in from the entry. And
Oh,
you.
wait. Do I have to click Mary again to do that, like,
No, no, no. This is still the old one. I just haven't
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't lifted the fog yet. Um, but you creep forward and you do see the space that opens up in front of you. And you're looking for traps, and you don't see any traps. But while you're looking at the ground in front of you, you do hear the sound of what you can only describe as stone scraping against stone.
Can Mary make a perception check to try to see where it's coming from?
She can, but keep in mind from where she's at, she only can see a wedge of this room
True.
because
Okay.
she's like
She's
back in the
gonna
tunnel.
step slightly more forward, but like very carefully, you know.
Right.
Okay. So, like, maybe like about there.
And just go and roll your perception check.
Okay. I wish I had a mouse, because zooming out on this laptop is a pain in my butt. Oh, can I have my tower resized?
Yeah, I accidentally just resized your dice and not your tower. That's going to make the opposite problem. It's going to make the problem worse.
Guys, it's gonna be the whole thing of in the skinny jeans, we can't get out. Oh, we're fucked. Okay. 13.
You look up and keep in mind, with dark vision, you have no color. You can only see like shapes. And from your perspective, you remember this room is full of like rubble and debris and like it looks like the kind of place that goblins would have been holed up in for a while. And you see the wall opposite you moving.
Mary on the side of that is going to just walk out backwards and get Art.
And as she walks out, the sounds get quieter, but she can still hear them behind you. The distinctive of stone on stone.
Mary, I
No,
guess,
go,
okay, so
go, no, go ahead, Mary.
waddle.
Okay, hold on.
No, okay,
The
so.
boys, Mary disappears from sight, and you guys are hanging out outside for a few minutes, and you guys are she's only gone for like literally 1 minute, 60 seconds, and she like pops back out from under the hill.
And she's gonna like tell Art to come here, like whisper to him, like come here.
Art will follow.
And Mary's gonna like very quietly, like almost no sound, mouth reading, just go, "There's something in there at the opposite end. I can't make it out, but it's like scraping against stone. I don't know if it's like claws scraping against stone or like a tool, but there's something in there."
Would Art be able to go in and see what it is?
Yeah, I want to know, Mary, are you trying to say that quietly enough that Tim can't hear?
Yeah, and Mary's just
Tim,
gonna look at
are you
Tim.
trying to hear? Like this is all obvious, and like Mary pops out, doesn't say anything to you, motions to Art. Art like, crouches down. Mary's like whispering very quietly to him. what are you doing?
Trying to hear.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Uh, perception. 17.
You catch most of the gist. You catch something moving, scraping, stone.
Mary's gonna look at Tim and just be like, "We're going in. Guard the door. If you hear me scream, come on in." And just like sneak into the cave, assuming Art will follow.
Art.
Yeah. Art's
Sick.
gonna follow.
Sick. Cool. You guys creep into the cave, and you get to the end of the tunnel where the room opens up. And Art, it is apparent to you, you can also hear this sound. And as you're like listening for it, Mary just like points her finger in the general direction of the sound. And if you'd like, you can roll your own perception check.
Oof, that's good.
Well, what's your perception?
I always forget.
I think it's like 7
So
or 8.
yeah, 7, so 12.
You do also see movement along the far wall, and it coincides with the scraping. When you hear the scraping sound, is when you see that movement. But between all the debris and the darkness, and your heart pumping in your chest, you can't tell what is causing the movement or why the scraping sound is happening. You can just see that whatever the source is seems to be coming along the back wall.
Art's just
Mary's gonna. Oh wait, no, you go.
Art's gonna whisper to Mary like, "Well, is the bracelet glowing? Are there goblins here?"
Mary's gonna look at the bracelet. Is it glowing?
Nope.
She's gonna nod or like shake her head no, and she's gonna like. Can Art see her mouth?
Uh, yeah, because he's literally right next to you. Yes, but as
Okay.
a fair warning, this is not the kind of place that he'll be able to read your lips from like across the room.
Okay. She's going to kind of lip read to him. You go. Hold on. How do I do the arrow? Tab.
Uh, tab click. Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna tell him you go this way, and I'll take like the right or the left side.
Just be careful.
Okay. And Marion's gonna start sneaking this way.
Cool.
Dun it. And she's probably gonna. Mary's at least gonna probably stop when she gets about here. If
Okay.
like the noise is right here.
Right. Holy cannoli.
Art will stand here.
Hey, look at us, Daniel. We're actually planning and being smart.
Let's take it over right back.
Sounds good.
All in this together.
As you guys get closer to the creature, well, to the sound, I guess, you are
To the creature making the sound.
you are able to identify that there is in fact some kind of humanoid creature. You can make out the loose shape of a limb, an arm, and as it steps out from behind some of the rubble, you can make out like its sense of locomotion, a pair of legs probably, and it's really difficult to tell how large this thing is. Any details if it's muscular, but whatever it is extremely difficult to see in this low light, and to make out the difference between it and the wall behind it.
Could Mary, with her low light vision, now that she's closer, roll another perception, or is it that bad?
I'm giving you everything that you can, because a perception check represents your best ability at
Yeah.
at looking at stuff. So this is what you've got. You've got that it's some kind of humanoid. But as you guys get about that close, you stop. The scraping stops, and you hear.
Wait, what's the noise? It's not picking up.
It's like a heavy, like a sniffing, like a snuffling sound, and you can see this, whatever this figure is, turn. Whereas previously it was at your profile, it's now standing, fully faced, looking in your guys' direction, uh, sniffing, and that's now the sound that fills the room. Is this sound of air, rushing up and down some creature's face, however it breathes.
Mary is how many feet is this creature like from Mary?
She would guess anywhere between 10 and 20.
Okay. Mary is going to cast Dancing Light and throw one of the dancing light orbs right at the creature and like try to hide, to get away from the light as much as she can.
Okay, so you are creating all three lights, and you're throwing one of them at the creature.
No, she's just she's just throwing all of them, like letting it wrap around the creature.
Got you. So you're creating three lights, and I think that does max out at 10 feet in front of you, right?
Yeah, she can create. Oh, let's do. Yeah, let's do the 4. Fuck it.
Okay.
I get 4 lights.
But the range still doesn't change anything. It still tops
Yeah,
out at a range of 10 feet.
It's a 10-foot radius for a minute.
So, Art, immediately catches his eye as the light. It takes him his eyes a minute to adjust as these magical lights appear, and all 4 of them circle around Mary for one rapid circle before they, as if they're building up momentum. And then as they come around and they make their full circle, they fire off. All 4 of them toward in the direction of the creature, and they fly, and then all 4 of them stop in a line 10 feet away from Mary, which would be
like here.
If you're throwing them in the direction of the light. What the hell? Why won't you change color? Hey! Apply.
Oh God.
It won't change color.
Everything reloaded.
Yeah, well, it's because I backpedaled to try to. Oh, and there's the tree. I see the tree now. Delete.
Isn't it magnificent?
I deleted it. It's gone now.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, this is so dumb. Okay, I'm sorry. Your lights, 5, 10 feet, they're like in a line right here. But that is more than enough to completely illuminate.
Is it a hyena?
No.
Is it my grandma?
No.
Or I guess our grandma.
Oh shit.
It's a humanoid creature about 6 feet tall.
God damn.
Wearing a disgustingly dirty loincloth. It has literal mold and mildew growing on the skin around its face and up and down its arms and chest. And, pitch black, dark eyes. A huge, gaping mouth, stringy black hair. And now you can see why. In this newfound light, you can see why it was so damn hard for you to tell what it was, because its skin is cracked and rough and stone gray, and precisely matches the color from behind it, and it begins to screech at you, and you can see it pull from off of its belt a bone, a large like femur bone with other sharp bone spikes coming out of it, protruded, wrapped in leather as like a makeshift mace. And you guys hear that familiar stone scraping sound, and you turn around and you look, and you can see emerging from against the wall along different points of this room a second and a third and a fourth.
Oh no, she had babies.
Are
they like little ones?
No, they're all the same. I just haven't scaled them up yet.
Could Mary make a knowledge engineering check to see what the hell these things are?
Go for it.
Okay. My knowledge engineering may come in handy for once.
Oh, knowledge engineering will come in handy lots. You guys just have not been in applicable situations.
Yeah.
Engineering is a great skill to have.
Okay, 17.
17 is enough for you to know that these creatures, as you look at them and you see, you're looking at them and you're inspecting them, you can see that their eyes are pitch black because there don't actually appear to be eyes in their sockets, and there's just dark, dirty skin there. And and you're looking at them and you're seeing the growths on their skin and how filthy dirty these things are. It's obvious to you that they are not creatures that are that they are underground creatures. That they are not. That these do not likely, the fact that they have no eyes and rely on no light, and the fact that they're this filthy dirty leads you to believe that these are some kind of underground dwelling creatures. And a 17.
Mary,
You're not
knowing
done.
that.
I'm not done.
Oh
And
no.
a 17 on the engineering skill lets you know that these. Tell you what. Roll me a history check for fun. And if you don't have any
I
history,
don't have
it's
skill.
just a
Do I just roll it?
flat d20. Yeah.
Okay. 12.
And they match the description of something out of the gnomish folk tales and fairy tales about creatures from other planes and dimensions.
Mary's gonna this all happened within seconds, but
Right, yeah.
a flashback of Mary as a little girl, her pop telling her stories about stones that aren't stones, and they live in darkness but are blind, and all this kind of information. She's coming back to her, and she's immediately going to cast ghost sounds.
Okay.
And she is specifically going to cast it from over in this direction.
Okay.
As loud as she can and bolt.
What ghost sound is she making?
Just pitch scream. Like a woman screaming, basically. Roxy!
She's in her chair. She is. Hi, sweet girl. Tim, you hear a loud screech coming from inside the cave, followed by a high pitched scream.
That's the cue to go in.
I would love it if everybody would roll me initiative.
Scream worked.
It's really bad.
15.
13.
1.
Damn. Okay. 13.
That is super rough, guys.
Did the troll people roll a lot better than us?
Oh, they did. So I am going to motherfucking fuck. What am I gonna do? All right. We are going to. They're gonna start, and the first one is going to turn in the sound of the scream and just charge and trudge in that direction. The other three are going to move themselves towards the people closest to them, which for this one is you, Art, you lucky duck. For this one, it's you, Mary, you lucky duck. And for this guy, 5, 10, 15, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, Mary, you're the lucky winner. You get 2.
Oh my god, am I getting DP'd?
Not yet, but we are getting there. Okay, so we got some attacks that are going to happen. Some Antigone attacks. Mary, you're getting 2 of them.
Yeah, I
Uh,
assume.
wow. What are the chances? There's a natural 20 and a natural 1. So I'm going to roll to confirm on the 20, but you got off easy on one of them.
Yeah, I'll take it.
The other guy rolled a 19 naturally, so he's for sure going to crit.
Yeah, he's gonna hit me.
So I'm going to do that now before I forget.
Is there a way to like subtract your health on the character sheet or no?
There
Oh wait.
is, but it won't save. You need to keep track of it on a piece of paper somewhere. Because
Yeah.
when you close your character out and reopen it, your hit points will automatically go back to full.
Okay.
So
Is it wounds current HP?
I don't know because I don't usually suggest people keep track of it in the program. I usually suggest people keep track of it on a piece of paper, so that
Okay.
it's or on their phone or whatever.
Test it.
The one that crit is going to do 13 bludgeoning damage to you,
Okay.
plus 4 piercing damage.
Okay. So for a total of
What was that? 13 plus 4, 17.
17. Okay.
Art does an 18 beat your AC?
I'm pretty sure, but let me see. Yeah,
Might
my
as well.
AC is 15.
That is 7 bludgeoning damage and 2 piercing damage for a total of 9 damage against you. And that's it for my baddies. Okay, Art, you're up now, bud. You just got majorly thwomped on by this stone gray. And now that he's standing next to you, fucking disgusting smelling, horrible creature.
Can Mary
I'm gonna.
shout something at Art?
Always talking is free.
Mary is going to scream at Art. They're blind. Sound is their weakness.
All right. Um.
What's up?
He's
I,
giggling.
oh, I don't know how Art would use that
You
to
can
his
always
advantage
shit
yet.
yourself and like hope the scent just kills them.
That he hasn't had anything to eat yet, so I don't think he would be able to do that.
You
Oh,
can't.
and I was thinking before we went into the forest, why didn't Tim tell him like, hey, we should stop and eat lunch before we go in?
I was thinking
I thought we
that.
did eat lunch.
Tim ate his ration. I did not know what you guys did.
I assume we all ate the ration.
All right, here. Well, I'm just gonna roll my.
You gonna attack? A tickety attack?
Yeah.
Swiggity
I'm
swack? That's a hit. You don't have to worry
Whack
about
on
adding
that.
to it. That
Yeah.
18 hits, so you're good. Just roll your damn damage.
18.
So what happened?
So basically, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were gone for this whole time. So Mary and Art went in to investigate the sound of the scraping sound, and as they got closer to it, they realized that what was making the scraping sound was some kind of humanoid, but it was really difficult for them to tell what or how big or like where it was exactly. And so Mary just basically said "fuck it" and cast dancing lights and like threw all the lights at him. And unfortunately, he was standing farther away than the lights were, so they didn't like hit him. But they lit up the area and they hit him up well enough that allowed Mary to do a dungeoneering check, and she learned that these things like live underground. They there she can see that the reason why they couldn't see it is because it has like super rough and cracked, stone gray skin that blends perfectly in this environment that they're in. And so, but she was able to see that in its dark eyes were not actually eyes. It's just skin with like dirty skin. They don't have eyes. and they match the description of something from her childhood. Creatures out of a bedtime story, stones that aren't stones, and so when she did this, they heard more of this scraping sound, and this creature screeched at her, and it turns out there were three of these other creatures that were like hanging out in this place that were just super hard to see because of what they are. Mary cast ghost sounds like in the corner from where the like escape route was, and basically tricked the troll into running in that direction. But now there's these other three, and they rolled better on initiative, so they have like engaged with the
Yeah.
two party.
Mary took 17 damage.
Because it crit. There were
Yeah.
There was a crit
One
success
rolled a
and a crit
natural
fail.
20, the other rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, the big thing I missed was what happened on Art's turn.
Oh yeah, Art got walloped himself, and now Art has turned to attack. He rolled enough to hit, and we're waiting on his damage roll.
So I'm doing the 2 axes. Do I roll the 2 dice or?
Oh, actually, if you are doing 2 attacks, you do roll 2 dice, and we actually learned recently that you might actually get a better modifier on those. So those hand axes, are they considered light weapons?
I don't. How would I be able to
It
A
is.
figure that?
weapon?
I actually looked it up. It is because you do a D6 of damage with it, right?
Yeah, 1d6 plus
So
1.
they are actually considered light weapons. So we looked this up last time. It should just be -2. So whatever your normal attack is, one-handed proficient attack, you just -2 from that, and that is your to hit. You do have to roll 2 separate dice to do it to hit twice. But like before, you were getting like plus 8 and +4 or something.
Yeah.
Because they're both light weapons, we learned that you get a much better modifier on them.
Yeah.
So,
In this case, if you're rolling 8, instead of doing +8 and +4, you'd be doing like +6 and then +6.
right. So what's your if you were just attacking one-handed, what would your to hit modifier be? Like what does it say on your character sheet next to the hand axe? Like plus what to hit?
It should, I think it's called total attack bonus. It's your bonus. Whatever you add to your dice when you roll to hit.
Yeah.
Total attack bonus. I'm having trouble finding that.
Oh.
It should be
It's
on
above the damage die thing.
Yeah. It'll be like your weapon, and then it'll be like 1 HP, and it'll be
Yeah.
damage, and then right above it, bonus.
Oh, okay. Yes, +7.
So you get +5 on both of your attacks. So you rolled 18 plus 5 is a 23, which for sure hits. So go ahead and roll your second attack, and you're going to add 5 to it.
So it's a d6.
No, to hit. You roll a d20 to see if you
Oh.
hit with your left hand as well as your right hand.
Oh, okay. So roll another d20.
Yep.
Oof.
7 plus
So-
5 is
12.
12.
Yeah.
Which these guys do have some natural armor, but that is attacker favor. So you are golden on that. Go ahead and roll your damage dice twice.
Is it okay to do the in-game dice twice?
Yeah, you can also roll whatever you want.
Okay.
However you feel like it, bro.
5 and 3.
You probably have a modifier too.
Oh. Sorry.
It should be near wherever your last number was to hit.
Yeah, like the D plus blank.
1d6 plus 1.
So you get that +1 twice. So you rolled 8 plus 2 is 10 damage to this Mr. Man, and you cleave him with both your axes, and it definitely takes more pressure than you thought it should need to. Like you were expecting to, take this dude's arm off, and as your axe bit into it, like there was definitely just like the gnarly mashing of metal on stone before you finally like bit in and like got to the flesh underneath, and were able to give him a couple of pretty serious gashes. Oh, where'd he go?
One.
What the fuck? Okay. No big deal. We'll just clone this one, and we'll call him Grimlock 1. Great. Okay. Awesome. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I guess Art will go ahead and scream for Tim. Like, he'll just say, "Tim, where the hell are you at?" Or come here.
And you hear that like echoing down the hall at you, Tim, as you're like running literally as fast as you can into the chamber.
Oh, and I mean, with that, Tim is gonna get some bombs ready.
Getting some bombs ready. Cool. Not gonna holler anything back at him though.
He's
Mama's
just like,
coming.
I'm coming.
Hold your
Oh.
horses.
Real quick, Cass was saying that she was going into town. Did you want us to get anything else, like plates or anything?
No, we got plenty of stuff to eat off of. We'll have root. Yeah, I think we'll be square. Thank you though.
Yeah, no problem.
Mary, you're up.
Ooh, quick question. Can I attack and run in the same turn?
You can. You can.
But I provoke attack of opportunity.
Correct.
Okay. Off the bat, Mary is going to crossbow shoot this I don't know what his name would be. Grimlock? I think he's just called Grimlock.
That's the. You guys don't know this, but that's the name of the type of creature.
Oh, okay.
They are. And
I'm gonna
Mary,
get Bob.
just so you know, if you want to take a ranged attack at an enemy who is next to you, that also provokes an attack of opportunity.
Hold up.
Unless you have the special, there is a special feat that eliminates that. But unless you specifically have it, then
is there? Do you know the feat's
I
name?
think it's I don't know. I don't think it's called point blank shot. I think it's called.
I have point blank shot.
Yeah, because that one lets you read point blank shot to me. Actually, I'll just Google
You
it.
get a 1+ bonus on attack and damage rolls with the ranged weapon at ranges of up to 30 feet.
No, that just makes it easier for you to hit.
And then I have deadly aim. Okay.
Yeah, deadly aim doesn't do any good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anything specifically.
Yeah, then it's something you can do, but the idea is that the creature can like reach out and like grab your ranged weapon or like interfere with you in the process of.
Thus, he could take my crossbow.
No, he could mechanically. He can't take your crossbow. He's just gonna roll an attack and see if he hits. The idea is he's taking a pot shot at you while you're like pulling it out and aiming it at him. He's like, well, fuck that, and just hits you.
Okay. Well, if Mary's gonna die here, she's going out. Okay, Mary is going to do that.
Okay, so you are going to pull a ranged attack on one of them.
Yeah, and since she's within 10 feet, right?
She's within 5 feet. Yeah.
Okay. So.
He did roll poorly though. Does an 11 hit?
Let me check. No, it does not.
Great.
Okay. And so I'm gonna roll. Baby. Oh, wait. Hold on. Where am I? Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the table. Okay, I'm on the pink side. Yeah. There we go. Oh, shoot.
It's good. It's good on the table.
Yeah, 17.
That's for sure gonna hit. Yeah.
Okay. And then can Mary use deadly aim?
You have to declare that before you roll.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry, I forgot. Oopsies. And then where's the D6? D6 is this one, right? Square?
Yeah. Regular dice. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 plus, so she does 2 damage.
Ooh, 2 damage to Grimlock number 2. How convenient. And your shot like sticks in him, but like just barely, like not even the whole arrowhead is.
Can it be in his belly button for funsies?
Sure.
And then with that, Mary's gonna make a bolt for the exit.
Okay. You're gonna like try to, for flavor, you can, because you're gonna take an attack of opportunity anyway, so you can like try and like tumble, between them or something.
Yeah. Do I like roll an acrobatics or anything?
No, because they're just gonna get. Okay. That's a 19 and a 24 to hit.
I think we both know this, Dave. Yes.
I gotta say it. I gotta because you could.
I know.
I don't keep track. Oh, okay. 2 5s plus their modifier is 3, I think, which is 2 8s. For 16, and then the spikes get you on the D4 for holy shit. So that is motherfucking 20 damage. How you doing, Mary?
Goodbye, my friends. I have 10 points left.
Oh, but you're still standing.
I'm still standing.
Oh, excellent. Great.
I'm still standing.
So you're now moving towards the door. Between now and your next turn, you will be considered flat-footed. You'll lose or touch. I can't remember what it is. You're going to lose your dex bonus to your AC.
I know I have a thing on the flat-footed.
It's not actually flat-footed. It's you lose your dexterity bonus to your AC is what happens when you.
Oh, okay.
So either touch or the flat-footed accounts for that. I just don't remember which one it is.
Okay.
But anyway,
how far does Mary get when running?
That depends. What's your movement?
Okay, let me check. I think she's 20 for walk speed. Mary is full running.
So that is 40. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. You can get 2 here.
Okay. Mary's going to get there to try to intercept Tim.
Okay, great. And are you done, Mary?
She's just gonna scream, Tim, wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's Tim's turn. So, Tim hears Art holler at him to get in here. Hears Mary holler at him to wait. What are you doing, Tim?
Going up to Mary and be like, what's happening?
Mary's gonna look at him and just be like, they're the stone men. Giant stone creatures. They have no eyes. They can only hear and smell. Noise is their weakness. They don't really like light. They're underground creatures. We gotta get them outside. You need to go in and get Art and take him out. I can't help you guys anymore. And she's just gonna kind of run out into the open.
And Mary looks like she's had the ever-living shit beaten out of her. Like, she does not look good.
We can always run, too.
Yeah, you need to get fucking Art, though. But the main thing of the sentence is she's just telling you, oh no, we lost Daniel.
Oh no. It's okay.
Sorry.
His turn will take a while to come back around. He can jump back in.
But the main point of it is Mary's trying to get across. Get Art outside to the light.
Tim is going to go the next. Let's see, that's 5. Okay.
Oh, my nose.
25. 30. Okay. And he's gonna see the thing basically at her is like, you good?
There's a lot came at us at once. Where did? Oh, Mary just booked it outside.
And Art looks around and realizes that Mary is not in the space with him anymore.
Mary went, bye.
Yeah, Tim looks around and sees that it's like at least three of these things. Like, I think we gotta get out of here. And he is going to. Let's see if I have it equipped. Okay, he is going to throw a bomb at Grimlock. Grimlock 1 is like cover your face, and he's gonna the safe target is obviously its tile. And I have to equip the bomb again.
It's such a power stance.
I don't know what all of his poses are. I haven't looked through them all. That's pretty ugly looking too. That's as he turns to Tim when this bomb hits him.
We're about to see if this hits. I forgot that he only
What
has a
type of
+4 to
bomb
hit.
thing?
Explosive. He's
Oh, I was gonna say, like, if y'all can't make fart, do you have like a stink bomb?
I think the poison bombs are a thing,
Okay.
but I don't have them, and that's
Okay.
not great.
Tim,
What's your
rip a
final,
fat
Tim?
one.
These guys have a low AC. What's your final?
I don't think it beats it because I think it's AC is 12, which I rolled an 11.
Yeah, 12 is not quite gonna do it there for you, bud.
Pew pew.
But you still get your splash. That 12 is enough to hit the tile you want to hit, right? Or
No, I got an 11.
oh, well, then your splash doesn't matter because you can control it now, and it's not going to hit Art. So your bomb lands nearby and detonates, which then immediately.
Shit.
Right, now's your time to run. And mechanically, Tim cannot do much else, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's got like checks and stuff, but you used your movement, you used your attack. That's pretty much it, I think.
Okay, yeah. And he just, yeah, it was like, get out of here. And then, that's it for him.
Sweet. Well, you've got one of them's attention, who's going to head straight for you. Art, would you like your attack of opportunity?
Yes.
Go ahead and take it.
When Tim needs the help, all the help he can get.
I know. 19.
That's a hit. Roll your damage.
No.
One-handed primary with your full bonus. You only get one attack.
6.
Nice.
Plus 1?
Plus 1 is 7 damage, which means you get to tell me how this guy dies. He's
Yeah.
one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't
All right,
name
Art.
him yet, but yeah, he was.
Art, after realizing, like, in his first attack that his axe didn't go deep into him, he's just going to, as he's turning to Tim, he's gonna go jump on his back and just constantly drive his axes into the Grimlock's neck and just try to chop it off as much as he can. Just
And from Tim's perspective, he just sees this Grimlock like turn around, take 1, 2, 3 giant steps towards him, and then just boom, collapse. And as he like falls forward, he sees the shape of Art just like pulling 2 bloodied axes like out of the back of this thing's neck, and he's just like, ha ha! This guy's dead. But Grimlock 1 and 2 are now very interested in Tim. And Grimlock up here. Fun. Has moved to the source of the bomb and is going to attack the closest person to the source of the bomb. So we've got we got one Grimlock attacking Art for a 24, which is going to hit for 5 plus 4, 5 plus 4, 9 damage. This Grimlock deals to Art. The other 2 are going to attack Tim, and unless they roll comically lowly, they're going to... Oh, okay, one of them rolled a 2, and with his modifier, that's only a 7.
That does not hit.
Aha! Yeah! The other one rolled a 19, which is a 24, so that's for sure going to hit. But... Oh, cool. And we're having a max damage kind of day, are we? So that's 10 damage to Tim from the one that hit. And then they're swinging these like huge pieces of bone with like other pieces of shrapnel just kind of like mixed in. They're these like makeshift weapons. Judging on the reaction of the bomb, like these guys appear to be very like reactionary creatures, and they're just like loud noise after it. And so you guys are dealing with all of that nonsense. Art, you're up, bud.
Oh, in the meantime, I'm gonna go grab cereal.
Cool. You're next. So
Oh wait, I thought I was out.
I don't know. Are you not coming back to the battle?
No, Mary has run into the open field area.
Okay. Well, you haven't gotten that far. But if
Okay.
you're gonna take your next turn to also run, then yeah, go get some cereal. You're good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
True. Good. Art. Man. Harry took 18 damage. Art's just gonna yell to Tim. Head for the exit. Um, I'm gonna go for the what's it called? The secret passage. So,
Sounds good.
what's it called when you
Disengage.
disengage? Yeah.
So you will not be able to attack this turn, but you can still move.
Yeah. Um, let's see. How much can I run again?
Double your movement. So you probably have a movement speed of 20 or 30 feet, so probably like 40 or 60 feet.
Walk 20 feet.
20, so 20 turns to 40. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You can just get outside, my friend. Plus your 5-foot step. So you can get to any of these tiles.
Be in the bush.
Oh man, are you like trying to hide, or did you just land in the bush?
Uh, yeah, I guess he'll try to hide for a bit.
All right, roll me a stealth check. That's you didn't roll any checks this turn, so.
14. What was it? So 24.
24, fuck yeah.
Start gracefully dive into the bush, making no noise.
I was thinking it was more like a somersault situation, but yeah, for sure. As he just
I
like
was imagining it
dives
was the
and
Pink
rolls.
Panther. Dun, 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 dun.
Great. Which means Art's done. Mary is booking herself
Hauling ass.
into the forest, which means that Tim is back up again with 2 of these Grimlocks staring him right in his face, breathing their hot, smelly breath right on him.
First things first, some of Tim's wounds heal because of the spontaneous healing.
I don't know. Does that?
No, I'm saying that is
Okay.
what happens.
I'm like, that's your turn. That's your thing, man. I don't know. Do you have to roll for that, or is it just like a set number?
5 per turn.
5
and
per
a total
turn?
of 15 a day.
Oh, sweet.
It's only...
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah, because free healing 5 a turn and 15 total a day that he can use because he needs it's free hit points, honestly.
Yeah. It's a slowly. It's basically a regeneration property for 3 turns, which is super kick ass. Cool. So you heal some 5 health.
He saw that that one other one specifically is where that bomb was, so he's gonna try to throw another bomb at this dude.
Okay.
Let's try that again. Dice. Oh, he's not gonna hit. It's a total of 8.
It does not hit. No, it does not. But it does, your bomb does go off basically in this corner.
And with that, he is gonna bolt out.
Let me roll. I wouldn't normally, it'd be free, but I'm going to roll reflex saves for these guys. One saves and one doesn't. So, are you disengaging and running, or no? You can't disengage because you already attacked.
No, yeah, he's just running.
So one of them did roll high enough to successfully reflex, so he's going to take his attack of opportunity. 10 on the dice means he's for sure going to hit. And that is 6, 7, 8. That is 8 damage across the board for the for one of the axes. Well, or one of the not axes, the clubs. While the other one, like, obviously turns his whole body in the direction of the bomb that just went off. And now you can run. How far are you running?
Walk 30, so 5, 10, 30.
Are you walking or are you running?
Running.
Okay, then you've got double your movement. Oh, but you already used some to get farther into the. No, because you stood there. What's your speed?
30 right now. It hops between 20 and 30 depending on what I do, so.
Got you.
It's real interesting.
Okay, so then you get another 30. So, yeah, I mean, once you're off the board, we'll just say that you've run into the forest.
Yeah, he's still, like, keeping an eye on that thing, seeing if they're gonna come out and, like, do anything like Mary said, and also to see if it's gonna come around.
Okay, so then the bad guys get their turn. And Art's back up. He looks up behind him from the bush and does not immediately see anything coming out the cave exit.
Wait, through the exit I went through, or the other one?
The exit you can't see the other one, but the exit you just popped out through, at least for now, nothing appears to be chasing you down it.
Okay. Art's gonna make his way towards the other exit.
Okay. And congratulations, you guys all are able to reconvene in the forest outside of the area that the hill is in. You hear, coming, muffled coming from inside, but there doesn't appear to be anything chasing you out. And as you guys glance up at the sky, you've got at least a couple more hours of daylight.
Mary, like, once they've kind of regrouped, she looking fucked up. Like, blood all over, cuts and scrapes, her hair's out of the bun, just hanging. And she's just very heavily breathing. And she's gonna just ask them if they know what those are.
Do either one of you want to roll a knowledge check and see if you know what those are?
Him will roll. What kind of knowledge?
Mary rolled a dungeoneering. If you have a nature skill you want to roll, that's acceptable too. And if you want to pitch me a skill, a knowledge skill, pitch it, and I will give me your best argument. What's your best skill? What do you want to use?
I'll take the Roxy skill for 500.
Ooh, do Roxy skill. Do Roxy one. Yeah.
I think nature. Nature's going to be it.
Cool. That's more than applies. Go ahead and give it a roll.
Roxy skill would be making a horrific goblin noise.
Total of 23.
Ooh,
Big
Nice.
Daddy.
With a 23, based on your interactions with them and Mary's conversation with you, you are able to correctly identify these creatures as Grimlocks. Besides all of the other information that I've already given you to you about them, about their skin texture and their intelligence and their stench, you know that that is in part because these creatures by and large live in a plane known as the Underdark, which is one of the two planes of existence which have passageways from the mundane realm to them, where you don't need to, use a summoning circle like Charis needs to use. The Underdark and the mundane realm are connected in a few places. You know that these creatures, their lineage is very old, and that no one knows for certain very much about them, except some bardic tales and old like songs and stories which exist about them, which describe them as you know the only way I can think of to describe like an equivalent is they basically have the same reputation that the like Japanese island hoppers who surrendered like 40 years after World War II ended. Like they are like still fighting some kind of ancient battle, some kind of like perceived wrong, and they're kind of like dwarves that hold a grudge forever, but 10 times as bad. They
Writing it
normally
down.
operate. 23 is good. 23 is good. They normally operate in packs, obviously, um, but unlike goblins, they aren't led by the strongest necessarily, because they are so like because they're so dumb. They tend to be led by the smartest, which is very relative for them.
Alright, and Tim is just like, I don't know what the fuck, how the fuck those things got in here. Um, but we're dealing with these things from the Underdark, if any of y'all know what that is.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, gnomes have stories.
Uh,
Ancient.
and I mentioned that there are two realms that connect to the mundane realm by means that one of them is the Underdark. Mary would know the other one of those is the Feywilds.
I'm guessing Feywilds have stuff to do with like the Fey and the things that gnomes are kind of related to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And Mary's gonna be like, my world, our world, is opposite. That is the only other thing we connect to. Those things are stones. They look like stones until they're not, and they come and they eat you. They cannot see, but they will find you in darkness. And she's just kind of like explaining it, at least from her cultural perspective. They're like blind dogs. They will sniff you out like a bloodhound. And Mary's just gonna look at him and be like, they don't like the light and they don't like bad smells. If it's strong enough to fuck up their nose, it's golden. Because then their senses are gone. That's the only way besides brute force you're gonna like if we're gonna like go in there and kill them.
Does Tim know this to be true?
Yeah, this is consistent with everything Tim has learned about these creatures.
Okay. Well, we only have a couple hours of light left. Your band thing, did it any sign of goblins?
Mary's just gonna look at him and be like, honestly, didn't really get the chance.
Uh,
But it didn't glow when we were in the cave.
No goblins so far. Mary's gonna look at him and be like, for my best bet, these things they move in darkness. They probably just came from one cave and moved to the other in the night. So we need to get this situated now. The moment it goes dark, I'm gonna bet they're gonna come out.
so, all those old traps are not They haven't been reset. No sign of goblins here. We can probably get to the other one, but I have a feeling we're not gonna find any goblins there. We can check it out quickly depending on how it is, but and if so, we can. But past that, we gotta leave.
Mary's gonna nod, and she's just gonna look at Tim and be like, "Give me some sugar," and like reach out to him to like be healed.
Tim will like shake her hand, and like it's gonna be 2 cure light wounds. Let me get that set out.
Yeah, I heard her give me some sugar, and I'm imagining Tim just like leaning down, like planting a wet one on Mary, just like.
Honestly, if I was a healer, that's how I'm doing it. Kisses on the forehead.
You know, fine. He does the kiss on the forehead, and he'll score 17. It was not great rolls.
17.
Hey, that's bad. That was one of the hits I took. What's 38 minus 17?
21.
That's right. That's right. That's what it is.
And then what's 48 minus 21?
27.
27. Okay,
Right.
I refuse to do math when I'm not working.
Then you have picked a really interesting hobby.
That's why I have my fiance. He does math.
That's fine. I don't want to do the math for you either. So as long as he's willing to, we're good. Great. So you have now gotten a gentle healing kiss from your friendly neighborhood alchemist.
Mary's gonna just kind of thank you. Bit friendly there, but thank you. And she's just gonna put her hair back up into like, a bun and everything, and just kind of wipe her face and just be like, let's get going, because I don't trust those fuckers not to sniff us out. And she's gonna look at Tim and be like, are there any rivers nearby?
Hey, welcome. Draken is.
I think there was a stream that we ran into, but like that's at the other place. That's. And honestly, if it's cosmetic, I wouldn't worry about that right now. We only have so much time.
Wait, hold on. This was not the place we found for Reed, right? It was the second one.
It was the next one.
The second one.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, while I know I'm not Cinderella at the moment, I don't really care about the looks. Those things can smell you. I'm covered in blood, and you guys are too.
Yes, we are, Draken. We're using tabletops.
They're going to sniff you down.
3D.
And you have that one spell that can move liquids, right?
Dave, would that get rid of the smell off of us?
Predestination is used for, it's like a subtle trick. You could cover it temporarily, is what you could do.
Okay. Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, great. Yeah, Drake, and I use it for D&D, Settlers of Catan.
Once that's all good in D&D,
there's a bunch.
Tim is going to just start leading them towards the next spot, which I think it was like within a couple hours' time, 30 minutes.
You guys get there, with about an hour left on the clock, so to speak, of daylight, rather. And you guys approach that familiar, hilltop, with the, the head on the spike posted outside the entrance with the, the runic language and the goblin scratch on it, which now that you guys are back, are able to, read. Pray there. It just says like praise Hadragash, all glory to Hadragash, is basically what the translation is here.
Mary's gonna take that side. Can she take the side?
Just like it's a skull, so you want to take the skull off the post?
Yeah, with the writing on it.
Okay, yeah. You definitely have to like drag the post down in order to like get it low enough to be able to reach the skull, and it definitely like the guys watch you, like tugging on it and like pulling it out from the ground and like bending it over and like the stick finally like snaps in your hand and you like pull the skull off the top and stuff it in your bag. Unless you want to look at it.
Nah, it has the writing on the skull though, right?
Yeah. It's like it's like carved in crudely by some kind of like knife or something.
I'm reading the chat and I'm very confused. I see chest. Throw something at it.
Throw something at it. I think is probably in relation to the skull with the markings. But he was talking about. He asked if we were playing on Tabletop Simulator, and I said yes. He said he plays a lot of chess on Tabletop Simulator, and he's getting into D&D. And I was like, yeah, it basically has support for any board game. Like I play, Settlers of Catan, Ticket to Ride, Axis and Allies. Like I play all kinds of stuff on Tabletop Simulator. That's what we're talking about.
Well, Mary's gonna roll into sneak again and put, fist bump time.
Tim just quietly is like, yeah, get in, get out. If you see trouble, just try not to engage.
All right.
Shit. There we go.
Do we have to roll into sneak?
Please roll into stealth, and I did get a confirmation from Drake in his taken that he was referring to throwing something at the skull to make it fall off the post. Yeah, and Drake and I, like for sure, and if we had all the time in the world, I'd love to like role play every little challenge like that. But we have one player who has like a time limit because he has to get to work, and so I try to balance, the fun stuff like how do we get the skull off the post with, actually getting some stuff done in a session too.
Mary rolled a 27.
27 for Mary. Art, what were you?
21.
Yeah, buddy. Tim, you stealthing?
No, he's posting up outside again.
Yeah, he is. Okay. All right. So Mary and Artemis are now crouched down, sneaky, stealthy wise. You guys have
The sneak queens, if you will.
the sneaky queens, and you guys have an hour of daylight. There's this cave entrance in front of you.
Okay. Mary's gonna sneak with Art, and can she roll a check to be like keeping out for traps?
Yeah, that's a trap finding. Perception trap finding.
Just because the last one was abandoned doesn't mean this one was. Once again, we may interrupt a goblin quinceañera. Okay, where is it? Trap finding. 13. 19.
As you guys make your way through, you see the old alarm trap that you actually disarmed the last time you had crept through here, and it's right where you left it. There doesn't appear to be a new tripwire which has been drawn past it, and as you guys come around that last corner, and the space opens up. I know you guys can't see.
May the gods be.
I know there's still goblins. I just loaded the same map from before, but it is. You guys round the corner, and it smells like death in here, but there are no obvious signs of life.
Mary's gonna look down at her bracelet. Is it glowing?
It is not glowing.
She's gonna look at Art and be like, "It's not glowing. Keep an eye out for anything. We'll look for like anything Hagergash." Funny enough, may the cheese god smile upon you. This is where the piss cheese soup incident happened.
Yeah, and Draken's brand new, so he has no idea about the whole like lore that cheese has in our campaign. So that's especially prudent.
If you don't know, Mary has adopted a raccoon named Miko who has a crippling addiction to cheese. He pissed in the bag with the cheese and made piss cheese soup. Yum, yum, yum.
It was exactly as gross as it sounds.
We have a picture of it.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. I don't have time to dig for it, but yeah, yes, we do.
Okay.
So the cheese gods do not bless that raccoon. So are you guys? What are you guys doing now that you're in this space?
Mary is looking for artifacts.
Okay. Art.
Um, yeah, I guess he'll try looking for it too.
Roll me both of you. Roll me perception checks, please. As you guys split up and each take half of the room and begin making your way through it.
And you said plus perception.
Please.
17.
Come on, roll. Roll dice. 17. 27.
You guys, are creeping through and looking for stuff, and Art, doesn't really find anything in his half, and Mary's going through and looking, and not only does she not find anything, but as she looks around, goblins are messy, and this place was not exactly neat and organized the first time you guys came through. But now that you're really looking through, poking through everything, looking through, everything with a purpose, this place looks like it's been tossed. Like, even by goblin standards, there's just shit scattered everywhere and stuff turned sideways. And as you go and meet with Art near the altar, you realize, you suspect that that this place was emptied out in a hurry.
Mary's gonna look at Art and be like, while goblins are not notoriously neat, they aren't this dirty. And she's gonna look at him and be like, I think this place has been, like, ransacked, because there's, like, nothing in here.
No, I can't find anything either.
She's gonna... Is there anything, like, even just, like a rich, like, this thingy?
So the altar is still there. It's bloodstained. Yes, there is still, a stake, like a totem, a stake with like some bones and shit on it. Um, but it like reminds you of all the skulls on posts and the little like, ornate bones, embedded in the cave wall on your way in here. It like looks reminiscent of that stuff. Um, you know, you won't have any idea of knowing whether or not it's magical without laying hands on it.
Mary's gonna touch it.
And it blows up. Roll me a dex save. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
She like lays her hands on it, and it's like spooky. It's like
It's what?
It's like spooky. It's like a creepy.
Oh, I thought you said it's poopy.
No, it's spooky. It's like a creepy thing, But as you like reach up to grab it, and like one of the bones just wasn't tied very well, and just like comes off in your hand, and you kind of like turn it over, and you look at it, and you take the post, and you just like shake it, and like 2 or 3 other like rib bones fall off of it, and you're like, yeah, this is just shitty bones tied to a stick.
Mary's gonna be like, damn it. And she's gonna look at it. I think some goblins or whatever came through, ransacked it, and got whatever artifacts they could out of here. So we're gonna have to go to a fresh den to find more.
All right, gonna have to bust up some goblins.
Mm-hmm. And Mary's just gonna grumpily walk out.
Yeah, Art will follow.
And after probably no more than like 15, 20 minutes, Art and Mary reemerge from the cave. You guys probably have about half an hour daylight left.
Mary's gonna just look at Tim and be like, they ransacked that place. There's nothing really in it of value. I got this skull from the front. At least we got something related to Hagrash. But we're gonna have to go to, like, a new goblin, like, temple or something to get more info. Because it looks like they cleaned that place out with intent.
Maybe they were leaving because of those things that were in the other one.
Mary's gonna look. I don't know about that. I think when we fuck this place up, if you're gonna have like a ritual sacrifice place, and then your ritual sacrifice place gets discovered,
I love when they're
you
competing
know,
with
personally, I would probably move. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm doing something that is going to cause a big ruckus, like if I was at a whorehouse and then my whorehouse got discovered, I'm moving the whorehouse.
the whorehouse.
Wait, are
Interesting.
whorehouses illegal in this world?
They absolutely are not. Well, I guess it depends on where you are because in my world, there aren't like kingdoms with proper territories. There are like city states that all have their own kind of rules and regulations within their own boundaries. But they only have a realm of influence that's like so wide. So there are probably places where it's not legal, but everywhere Mary's been, yeah, super legal.
But yeah, anyway, you know, another whorehouse metaphor. But as Mary's putting it, like, yeah, I think they just moved. I think they moved.
Well, there's always a logging camp
I
because
punched
while
the
we took care of
desk.
some of them,
This
there's
is not
definitely
fun.
going to be a bunch more. And the ones that were under Gundar's control, as he air quotes it, they knew of Hadragas, so they're definitely associated with them.
Mary's
I
gonna
think
quickly ask Tim, how far is this place from the mill?
far enough to where we don't want to. We can probably get there in time, but it's going to be dark for a little bit.
Mary's gonna ask, and how far was this place from the last place we were?
Like 30 minutes or 1 hour.
Can we keep heading in the direction we were going, like when we were leaving the other place, and still get to the mill?
If we give it a wide berth.
And Mary's just gonna be like, I want to test something. So far, we've head straight, and we get from one goblin place to another goblin place. Hypothetically, if it doesn't take us too far off the thing from the mill, who's to say they just don't have a little like penthouse down the street?
I mean, if they do, I don't want to deal with it at night when they're going to be waking up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What about we rest here for the night and then we go that way?
I say we go to the Goblin camp. Or not the Goblin camp, the logging camp, and rest there.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, I don't want to go to the logging camp, my dude. Like, resting there where we know the goblins are going to be chilling out and watching, I don't think that's a good idea. I think abandoned place is better than last time we were there. They fucked it up.
Oh, fine. We can post up here. There's only one exit as far as we know, so it should be easy enough to keep watch.
Mary's gonna be like, I was planning to sleep outside, camper style. I'm not sleeping in there. It's stank. It is rank.
It is pretty rank.
Would you rather safety and stink, or not safety in the darkness with those things, potentially looking for us?
Mary's gonna go, I would rather be out in the open where we can run versus trapped in the cave with one exit. Because if they are watching us, they're going to see us go in the cave, and all they got to do is barricade it, and we're fucked. I'd rather be out here with one of us on guard.
This is session 31, Draken.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's kind of our best bet.
Because all I'm saying, Mary's going to look and be like, because if I was a goblin, I'd wait till we go in there and then just ambush us. It's like...
But if the ambush isn't there, they come in single file.
Yeah, but if we need to... Tim, I don't feel good.
How about if you guys want, we could set up traps. So that way they come in. There's only one way they can come in.
Mary said, I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm going to sleep outside. I think we build a little campfire over here, we sleep outside, and we'll be good. Y'all did not have any other problem sleeping outside on the side of the road or in the middle of the woods.
That's because we didn't have other places to camp out in.
Yeah, but so this wasn't really an option in my opinion. I ain't sleeping in the death cult house with one exit.
You just gotta lower your standards a little bit, honestly. You know,
And
sometimes you
Mary's
gotta
just gonna
sleep
be
in
like,
a.
Tim, shut the fuck up. And she's just gonna start getting her camping sack ready.
Jesus Christ.
Draken wants to know what level you guys are. 7, right?
It's that, no, 6.
6?
6. Yeah.
Yeah, level 6.
Yeah, cool.
Alright,
Wait, is his name Dragon or Drogon?
Draken. I'm assuming because
Draken.
it's Draken is taken, so it rhymes if it's Draken is taken. So I'm assuming that's
Yeah, we've almost died multiple times.
yeah.
We
And
started off level 3.
yeah, and I started off level 3. I know it's
Oh,
it's
Dakin.
Dakin is taken, which makes sense too. No R. Oh, no R. Dakin is taken. That makes sense. Yeah. I know 30. I know level 6 does not seem like a lot for 31 sessions, but usually, traditionally, D&D sessions run about 4 hours apiece. Because we have work schedules, sometimes our sessions are as short as 2 hours apiece. So 31 of our sessions is really closer to like 15, 20, like full D&D sessions, and the level scaling is a little closer if you look at it through that lens.
It'd be nice if we were like level 15.
Yeah, well, the other thing about it is that the more levels you get handed out, the like closer to the end of your journey you are, because once you're level 15, like I will tell you guys right now, like Calorol would not be an issue for you guys if you were level 15. That'd be like borderline beneath you to like deal with something like that.
We would be like Casserole is a peasant.
Right. You
That's
guys,
completely.
you know what? Let me put it in perspective for you. Whereas right now, your guys' strategy is doesn't exist. You just know he's around. It is a problem. If you were level 15, you would probably be in the position to like subjugate him and like make him work for you in some way.
He would be our bitch.
Yeah, at level 15 anyway, probably, it depends a little bit because you guys don't have any full casters in your party. But
Yeah.
even still, like 2 level 15 rogues is like, okay, cool. Yeah, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'll see you later in your sleep when I'm killing you. And like that would be pretty much
Yeah,
the
if you
thing.
didn't know, Calorol's joke nickname is Casserole.
Yeah, his name is his in-game name is Calorol, and as is D&D tradition, my players have found a similar real word that helps them remember. In this case, casserole. Okay, great. So I'm sorry, I did interrupt. Did you guys settle on where you're sleeping?
Mary's sleeping outside. They were still arguing about it.
Mary, I will sleep outside if you have rope.
If I what?
Rope.
Are you saying rope?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, Mary has rope.
Alright. We will select the location near with trees in a semicircle, and we will create tripwires with bombs.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, "My dude, we don't need all that. Just give me it." And she's just gonna go make the traps.
Tim has the bombs.
Yeah, you don't need bombs. All you need is like a simple tripwire to yank something up. I
Yeah,
don't want to
Tim.
get bloated
Well,
on.
you'd also need a counterweight for that kind of trap,
That's true.
technically.
I don't trust these goddamn bombs. Mary doesn't like it.
Will alert us though.
Tim can craft bomb. He has okay, I will tell you. He has a 10 in craft traps. The lowest he can get is literally 11.
Fine.
Which is high enough that he will pretty much never have a catastrophic failure.
Okay, fine. I just didn't want it to be like we make the bombs and it's like, oh yes, Mary dies for the bomb went off and hit her straight in the face.
Yeah, just don't wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom outside of the circle.
What
You'll
if
be
I
fine.
got a tinkle?
Do it in the circle.
Do it in the circle or figure a way to get out of it without blowing it up. That's not my problem.
Poop. Is
You have
she
a
just
bucket?
gonna like try to poop and aim and hope it shoots outward?
Don't talk
Fine,
with
we'll
Mary
find
about
us.
pooping in a bucket. All right, it's a very sensitive topic for her.
We'll
No, you
find
know
a
what's gonna
semicircle.
happen? Tim's gonna be like, you can just shit in the circle, and Tim's gonna wake up to a shit just on his chest.
Ayo.
You know what? We'll find a semicircle with 2 bushes, one for the men, one for the women.
That's sexist.
If you want one bush, be my guest.
All I'm saying is I don't want to poop in front of you guys.
We'll find a bush then.
Or you can just hold it.
Mary's gonna look at him and be like, "Hun, I am old. No."
While this is happening, Tim has already started looking around for a close circle of trees with a couple bushes in them.
Mary's gonna keep arguing with Art. I have about 180-year-old colon. It's not built like that.
And as that is happening, he is started wiring traps around it, leaving one open for them to
David,
get in.
don't give Dave ideas.
Oh my goodness. So this space will take 4 bombs basically to effectively close all of the gaps between them. You're kind of making it's not a square. It's what do they call those? Not a parallelogram. It's a quadrilateral. That's what it is. It's got 4 sides, but they're not necessarily the same shape or whatever. So you've got this weird quadrilateral shape all set up with pentagram would be a 5-sided star, and you purposefully left one of the bombs, unattached, and the tripwire unattached, which you're saving as your entry point into the camp. Mary and Art are still fighting though, so over bladder sizes.
And colon shrank.
But Art, that's a very in character comment. I really liked that. I really enjoyed that. Or you could just hold it. I believed it. I'm yeah, Art would for sure say that shit. That's oh, yeah, Dakin. That's or Dakin. That's not. It's not a popular
Dagan,
choice.
shut your fucking mouth.
They,
no, we are not sacrificing Corbin.
They rescued Corbin in session 2, and they have. And I was thinking he was going to be a minor NPC, and they've carried him along with them through their adventures.
He has a fake arm now.
They've cracked because he only one of his arms was missing at the elbow, so the alchemist has crafted him, made him a fake limb. Yeah, he's an NPC, and which is why I wasn't thinking it was going to be a big deal. He's an escaped slave. And they were compassionate and saved him from some bounty hunters in the second session. And then they brought him along with him. They found him some armor. They've been fighting with him, and he started off with levels in commoner. But at this point, I've started giving him levels in fighter whenever the party levels up because he's fighting with the party. There are 3 real players. It's all 3 of these. Mary, the gnome. Mary, the elderly gnome rogue. Art, the straightforward, get the job done human rogue as well. And then Tim, Septimius, Tim for short, who is the human alchemist, son of a couple of professors from the biggest free college in the realm, who left on an adventure after a brief stint as an educator. Nobody is dragonborn. I did limit my players to basic races because this is actually my first ever D&D setting. You can actually see the whole world map here. They are literally in this little peninsula, and that's all in 31 sessions. They have discovered this peninsula. I run a separate campaign that's out of this area as well. So, I'm sorry, you can't actually see where I'm talking about. The peninsula near Woodhurst and the town of Iridian are where my 2 campaigns are set.
Oh, he means Dragonborn as in Skyrim.
Oh, because of the wanted poster on there.
Because of no, those are just stock wanted posters that I found because my players are not particularly interested in being on camera, and eventually I will pull the pictures of their Hero Forge characters and like put them in there, but the wanted posters, which is like a stylistic choice for me. Good call. Yeah, an actual like race that is Dragonborn that like.
Yeah, the lizardy kind of people.
Yeah. Missed that. Sorry. There you go. Okay. Okay. So Tim has like set up a campsite for you guys. Mary and Art, have you guys decided to sleep outside in this campsite?
Yeah.
Well, we're sleeping in. Like
Oh
we're.
wait, no. Well, I'm sleeping inside the circle.
You're in the circle, yeah, in the campsite in
Yeah,
the
we'll sleep in the
circle.
circle as long as the circle is outside.
Okay. Are you guys setting watches, or are you depending on these traps to get you through the night?
We're doing watches.
100%, yeah. Because like the moment we go, nah, we're good, we're gonna get ambushed.
So
Yeah, we're gonna wake up to an explosion.
So it's 3 hours apiece on your watches. If you guys are splitting them between the three of you, normally it'd be 2 hours apiece with Corbin, but you don't have him. Um, Normally that would mean you sacrifice your long rest bonus, but 2 hours, 3 hours, it seems like kind of a nitty gritty thing to get caught up on. So we'll give you guys a full rest. No big deal. I'm not going to worry about watch order because Daniel said that 8 o'clock was his pumpkin time tonight, and it's 8:04. So we will come back next week with you guys like deciding what your watch order is going to be, and then we'll start next week with you guys sleeping through the night in your trapped, reinforced campsite, and you guys will continue on your quest to find an artifact of Hadragash and hope not to be ambushed. Sound good?
Yep, that sounds good.
Cool. Then I am going to let you go, Daniel. I'm gonna end my stream, but before I do that, because you probably won't be here, I want to say thanks for being here, man, and I'm excited to seeing everybody tomorrow in person for our murder mystery. That'll be fun too.
Oh,
Yeah.
should I
Anyway,
bring any games? Do you all have a Wii?
I have
We
a Wii.
we do have a Wii. It hasn't been hooked up in so long though.
The reason I mention this, I have a murdery mystery game from Disney on there called Guilty Party, and it's hilarious and fun.
I I am I have my own what are they called, biases. I hear a Wii game that's fun, and I'm like, if it's not sports or Mario, I don't believe you. But
The taxiest fucking theme song, Dave. It's
Boy.
find the guilty party. Gotta find the guilty party before the guilty party finds you.
That sounds pretty ridiculous. I will answer those questions in a minute. I'm gonna go end stream. Daniel, thanks for hanging out.
Oh, thank you. No problem. Thank you for another session. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Later.
See ya.
Yeah.
Okay. Dakin. Let me see here. How many campaigns am I running? It depends on how you count them. I run a game on Tuesday night every Tuesday night, and a game on Wednesday night every Wednesday night, assuming that we can all make it. When people can't make the Wednesday night campaign, this campaign, I run an alternate campaign that's actually right out of the book. I run the Lost Mines of Phandelver, which is a pre-existing adventure that you can pick up. Actually, I'm pretty sure that it's free to everybody on D&D Beyond right now. So if you have a D&D Beyond account, you might be able to find this adventure for free. It is an awesome adventure for first to fifth level players. It's got an awesome story. Unlike there's another it comes in the starter pack. It's called the Dragon of Icespire Peak. It comes in a big box called the starter box. I don't really suggest this one because basically 90% of it is just a job board that people go pull jobs from. Um, but oh hey, thanks for the follow, Dickon. Um, but I run one of these campaigns. I run two of these campaigns, The Lost Mines of Phandelver, and then I run two campaigns that are in my own homebrew setting, which is the world of Valmina, which is here in front of you now. And out of the world of Valmina, this campaign started in the town of Woodhurst, which you can see in the west part of the world, there's like a peninsula that's got a lot of forest on it, and then like right smack dab in the middle of the map, there's a swamp called Irrigan, which another campaign of mine started in. I wanted DM. I don't have the DM book from Monster Manual though. So if you're gonna play D&D 5e, you do need the D&D. Oh yeah, and this is the world map, and then I have regional maps for all of these areas. I don't think I have any. Oh, I do actually. Here we go. So like this is the map for. Why can't I see it? Wait, where's? Anyway, I do have regional maps as well. So I'll make like maps for just the individual areas, but you don't need you don't actually need the DM's guide and the monster manual if instead of running D&D 5e rule set, you want to run, it's called Pathfinder. It's a different tabletop RPG that takes place in the fantasy setting. It has huge amounts of overlap with D&D. There are lots of this, basically anything that's not a wizard exclusive product, like Mind Flayers or uh, Beholders or like that kind of stuff. Like it literally has all of that. Um, if you're using D&D Beyond, then you will need to be running D&D 5e. What I run is basically a hybrid game that is part Pathfinder and part D&D 5e, because there are some parts of Pathfinder that are way better than D&D 5e, and there are some parts of D&D 5e that are way better than Pathfinder. So I just take the parts for example, D&D 5e has a D&D 5e has a system in place that's called Advantage, which means that if you're doing something you're really good at, or you and an ally are flanking an enemy on either side of them, you get to roll with advantage, which means you roll 2d20 and you take the higher result of the two. That's an awesome mechanic. You know, it's much better than just, oh, you get +2, oh, you get +4. You know, it means they have a much higher chance of getting a higher roll. And then disadvantage is the exact opposite. You roll 2 dice and you take the lower result of the two. That does not exist in Pathfinder. That's a D&D 5e exclusive mechanic. But I use it in Pathfinder because I really like it. And we run Pathfinder because Pathfinder is free. All the rules are free. All the stat blocks are free. They're all online. You can find them for Pathfinder First Edition for free. And then you just have to build a character either with pencil and paper, or you have to go find another program that's called PC Gen, which will allow you to create a character for Pathfinder specifically, which is what my players do. They created a character in PC Gen they made Pathfinder characters, and then they play using the Pathfinder rule set, except when we have a homebrew rule that stands in place, and that's really common. Like we have a homebrew rule for drinking potions, we have a homebrew rule for 5-foot steps, we have a homebrew rule for advantage and disadvantage, and you know we have a lot of stuff like that just to make the game more fun for the players, to keep things rolling, because we don't need to bog the game down with like rules that aren't fun for people to play, if that makes sense. I have no intention of killing my players. If it happens, it happens. Um, but they, you know, like I want to give them every chance to succeed, and I want to celebrate their wins with them. So we try to create a rule set where the players get to feel powerful, while at the same time I put significant enough challenges in front of them that lose it that the loss of life is on the table really at any moment, and they know that. So I think it really makes the game work really well for us. Um, but I've been playing games for a long time. I've been playing tabletops for a while now. I've always been like the rules guy for board games, and so you know, doing a little bit of game design to change a couple of game elements is supernatural to me. And uh, Gary Gygax, the original creator of Dungeons and Dragons, explicitly said that D&D should be played differently. That he expects D&D to be played differently at every single table because it's something that to be morphed and to be changed to better fit every DM and every group of players because it's supposed to be fun. The rules are just, to quote Matt Colville, who I highly suggest. He has lots of videos on how to run a game on YouTube. Matt Colville, he runs MCDM is the name of his company, and they put out content for Dungeons and Dragons. I actually have one of their pieces of content right here, Strongholds and Followers. It was their first edition they put out for D&D 5e. It has all kinds of cool stuff in it. He will tell you that the rules are language for the dungeon master to communicate with the players so that everybody has fun. Like that's why the rules are there. Is so it's just a language so that the players want to know what's possible and what's not possible, and that we as DMs can describe that to them. But they're not the end all be all, and it's completely reasonable to bend or change a rule entirely in the moment, because something, if it makes sense to everyone at the table, then it should be done. Then you should roll on it. If everybody agrees, yeah, that's plausible, that could happen, yourself included as the DM, let them roll for it. Even if there's not a mechanic for it, set a DC in your head. How hard is that? Is it average difficulty? 15. Is it hard? 20. Is it really hard? 25, 30. Like put a DC in your head for whatever the thing is, and let them roll. And if somebody's going to help them out, let them roll with advantage. But anyway, Matt Colville's videos, they're called Running the Game. It's the Running the Game series on YouTube. You don't have to watch all 50 episodes or whatever they are. They're all really concise. You could probably get away with watching the first 2 to 5 minutes of most of the videos. He's where I built a lot of my confidence to start running games on my own. And then the other thing that I can tell you that every DM will tell you is that the other way to build confidence, the only way to really get better at DMing, is to start DMing. So if you've got friends who want to play, run a game for them. If you just really want to run a game, learn how to DM, and find some people, let them know, hey, it's my first time, so that they have an expectation. But there's lots of people who want to play online. Like, you got Tabletop Simulator. You got exactly what it takes. All it takes is Tabletop Simulator. You build all the maps. Everybody's good. If only I had fun. Well, there are. I don't know if you are a Redditor or if you're on Reddit. There are a lot of really awesome subreddits for D&D, Dungeons and Dragons related stuff, tabletop simulators, finding groups, finding games, getting hooked up with Discord servers, and then there are other streamers as well who will like run games, and they'll run guest spots. And I haven't gotten to the point in my career where I'm able to do that yet, because I have a day job that I work, which limits the amount of time that I can stream and work on D&D stuff. But I am hoping one day to be able to do something like that. I have Discord, not much Reddit. So Reddit would be the way that I would find the Discord, but I'm sure there are other ways to just like get online and find Discords that are specifically for Dungeons and Dragons or tabletop RPGs, and like finding groups. There's lots of resources like that out there. Um, yeah, yeah, I think it's cool too. I am super, super passionate about Dungeons and Dragons. I think it's an awesome hobby. I think that as adults, we do not use our imaginations as much as we could and should. Um, and and I have just an insane amount of fun. Like literally playing Dungeons and Dragons has ruined video games for me. I used to play video games for like 20 hours a week. I worked at GameStop. It was a whole part of my like life, part of my identity. And then I started playing Dungeons and Dragons, and what I learned was, like you quoted Skyrim. I go back to play games like Skyrim, and Skyrim's a pretty good one. You know, a lot of the houses you can open those doors. A lot of the areas you can go into, there are very few like invisible walls and stuff, but you're still limited by what the game coders put in the game. You can't decide that you want to shoot an arrow at a skull on a post and watch the skull flip off the post or crack and shatter and fall to the ground. Like it doesn't. The game's not that detailed. But in D&D, literally anything you can imagine is possible. And so, like I play games maybe 2 hours a week now, and the rest of my time I'm either running D&D, I'm playing D&D, or I'm prepping for D&D, because it's just so much more, it's just so much wider. There's just so much more diversity. There's so much more you can do in D&D. Um, So I just really highly suggest it. It's great improv practice. It's great social practice. It's great. It's just a good time. It's a fun hobby. From a DM, from a writing's perspective, I I've started writing like short stories and like writing different works, like written works that are set in my homebrew world, because I've already put all this time and effort into building a world. Now I can just write stories that happen there. Um, anyway, Dakin, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for hanging out. Like I said, my normal streaming nights are Tuesday night and Wednesday night. I used to be in a game as a player on Friday nights, but unfortunately, that game is on an indefinite hiatus. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to do to fill my Friday night slot. Um, but sometimes I'll play D&D, one-off games, or I'll actually play a video game for a little while. So I may be around there. But if you want to stop in, ask questions about D&D, watch and see how it's done. I play on Tuesday nights, or I run games rather on Tuesday nights and on Wednesday nights from about um, on Tuesdays we start at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. On Wednesdays we start at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. You're more than welcome to come through. I also have a YouTube page where you can watch tons of old videos, clips of funny moments, things of that nature. And that might be something fun for you to just kind of click through and see how it's done there as well. I am in a session on Tuesdays, FYI. Okay, well, then maybe I will catch you a week from now on Wednesday when we are back to it here. Now let's take a look here. There are three of us. You know what? Actually, I have a buddy who's playing Dungeons and Dragons. He's actually another DM. He runs Dungeons and Dragons. His name is Jarl of Goats. We are going to do an a Twitch tradition, which is, when we're done streaming like I am right now, we are going to go ahead and raid Jarl of Goats, which means you guys, myself, all the viewers are going to be put into his stream. He's a great guy. He's running D&D right now. He cosplays and like gets in character and stuff. He'll be a lot of fun to watch, I promise. And whenever I raid him as a DM, he gets like a special bonus. I think he gets like a re-roll, or he gets to there's some resource he gets for a raid. So let's do it. All right. Happy raiding.